Hey everyone, we wanted to get another example of the FIFO inventory method out there for you, as well as some common questions you get in school or even in the workplace using that method. So here's another example. So our starting inventory for the month of June is 40 units at a cost of $10 each. Our first activity is a purchase on June 2nd of 60 units at $11 each. At this point, our inventory balance is $1,060, which is the 40 units at $10 each and the 60 units at $11 each. Our next activity is on June 10th, and it's a sale of 50 units. So how do we determine our cost and inventory balance based on this activity? Because this is the first in, first out method, we would start by using all 40 of the $10 units, and then we move to the 10 units of the $11 inventory. That math works out to a cost of $510. The remaining inventory is all $11 units, so our inventory balance is $550. Next, we have another purchase on the 15th of June. We purchased these 70 units at a cost of $13 per unit. The inventory of $910 is added to our inventory to get to a total inventory of $1,460. There are no changes to our cost of goods sold with this activity. So let's move to our next activity, which is a sale on the 18th of 45 units. So which units does the 45 units come out of? Well, in this case, there are enough $11 units, which represents the oldest inventory on hand. This results in our cost being $495 for this transaction, and a total for the month of $1,005. Our remaining inventory is 5 of the $11 units and 70 units at the $13 price. So our inventory balance is now $965. Now before the end of the month, we had one more sale of 35 units on the 22nd. They first have to come out of the 5 remaining $11 units at a cost of $55. And the other 30 units come out of the $13 inventory, as it's the next inventory purchase. This comes out to a total cost of $390, or a total transaction cost of $445. That gets added to our cost of goods sold, and the total cost for the month is $1,450. Our remaining inventory is the 40 units at $13 each, or $520. Now, we did the math step by step, but what if we were presented with the activity for the month and told to figure out what the inventory balance as of the month end was? One way to do this is to go through the example in a linear fashion to see what inventory remains, and then do that math. To do this, we would look at our first sale on the 10th. As it's the FIFO method, we start with our first inventory, and we know that it gets completely used. Then we reduce our June 2nd purchase by 10 units to 50. Then we proceed to our next sale on the 18th. Those 45 units all come out of the June 2nd units as well, leaving you with 5 units total. Lastly, we have the sale on the 22nd, which first wipes out the remaining 5 units from the 2nd, and then comes out of the next oldest, which are the purchases on the 15th. This leaves 40 of those units from the 15th. So if the question is, what is your inventory balance at month end, we know that it's only those 40 units at $13 each. That math works out to an inventory balance of $520. Okay, the other common test question is how to calculate the cost of goods sold based on the full ledger we have. Let's do the same process, but this time focusing on what we actually sold instead of what is left over. You can take it step by step again, like we did for the inventory balance, or you can look at the end result and say, I know that there are no more of our original 40 $10 units. So that's a $400 cost. Then I know that all of the inventory from the second was used, so that's 60 units at $11, or $660. Lastly, I know that there is 40 units left of the purchase from the 15th, so we utilize 30 of those units at $13 each, which equals $390. You add those 3 up and you get the cost of goods sold of $1,450. Well, hopefully this helped with different ways to think through the FIFO method. Comment with any questions you may have. Alright folks, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you can, donate at Patreon. Anything you can give helps to keep the lights on and ensures we can continue to create content. And of course, helps feed FIFO. If you want to contact us about anything you saw in this video, accounting advice, or ideas for future videos, contact us at patreon.com/accountingacademy.
This video is designed to be illustrative and does not represent an official position. We make no representations, warranties, or guarantees and assume no responsibility for the application of this material. Please seek advice from a competent professional if expert assistance is required.